garments.
And why is the Lord going to come back angry? Because that's going to be the time of his revenge. Vengeance is mine, save the Lord. Remember what that says. So when he comes back, he's coming back severely angry. Go on.
He says, and I will stain all my raiment.
And I will stain all my raiment. So what does that represent? Meaning he's going to shed a whole lot of blood. And that blood is going to be running up on his garment. Now, I don't mean that literally, because the Lord is not going to meet thee as a man. That's in the book of Isaiah 47, right? So the Lord is going to meet Esau as a power, as an angelic force. Go on.
It says,
to pursue him.
It says, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
Exactly.
And the year of my redeemed is come.
And the year of his redeemed is come. Because who is he come to redeem? Those whom he have died on the cross for, which are the people of Israel, the elect first, and then the whole house. As Romans 11 says, it says that all Israel shall be saved. But how will they be saved? They will be saved through us. Go on, brother.
Verse 5. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold.
Yeah, because when Yahawah shall come back, he's not going to need no help to defeat this devil. He could just do it by himself, as he's coming to do by himself. Blow out laser beams on their asses and turn their asses to pillars of smoke and salt. That's all it's going to be. To powder, excuse me. Nothing more than less. Go on, brother.
Therefore mine own arm.
And see, what we're talking about right now, we're talking about a current event that Esau will not be able to get away from. The event of them coming to fight the Lord. That's what we're talking about today. As we're going to wind up closing. Okay? This is what you got to look forward to. Don't, like I said, don't be worrying about what we're going to do. We're not going to do anything. We told you this so many times, Esau. And you know this. What you need to worry about is what the Lord is going to do to you. And this is what we're talking about right now. Go on.
It says, therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me.
Yeah.
And I will tread down the people in mine anger.
And he will tread down the people in his anger. Go on.
And make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth.
And I will bring down their strength to the earth. That reminds me of Job 18. Let's get Job 18 verse 17 once again. It says the king of terrors. And also before that, where you can also read, where it says, his strength shall be hunger bitten. So when the Lord comes back, he's coming to clean house. He's coming to massacre and eradicate everything that Esau has. And everything that they have done will not be left either. As what we was reading in Wisdom of Solomon. That's how the Lord is going to do away with this devil. He's going to do away with him so much that even the shit that he did in the past will not even remain on the land anymore. So much so that we have to tell the people in the kingdom, among our people, that this man was great. And we probably have to further convince that they were great at one time. Because they're not going to be even believe.
If I could say that's like us today, because, we were great. But if you try to tell anybody that, it's disbelief. Yeah. Especially our own people.
Yeah.
Esau mocks us for speaking the truth about our own history. Because to them it's unbelievable. Yep. And that's what it's going to be like for them Edomites in the kingdom. No one's not even going to believe it, because they're going to be at such a lower state that it's going to be unbelievable, man. This is Job 18 and 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Yeah. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Right, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Remember what it says in the book of Obadiah 1. They that have been at confederacy with thee have laid a wound unto thee. So even within their council, there's going to be issues going on, man. Like, that's why it says in the book of Revelations, it says something to the effect that the 10 thee shall hate the whore, meaning the 10 common market nations of the EU, they're going to turn against America, their ally. And that's the destabilization of the civilization. Satan casting out Satan. Go on, brother. It says, verse 8 says, For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robbers shall prevail against him.
And the robbers shall prevail against him. So he's going to be prevailed over. We're going to prevail over him. it says that something to the effect of it's in the book of Revelations on how we've overcome the beast.
Yeah.
So we're going to overcome this, man, and literally we're going to overcome it because we're going to be beamed up and we're going to be looking down from the glass of the chariot, or of the glass through the glass of the chariot, and we're actually going to see the destruction of all of these lands that Edom's dwelling. Especially America, we're going to see. Go on, brother. You want to say something?
Yeah, the scripture says, only with thine eyes thou shalt see the reward of the wicked, man.
Yep.
You know, as the elder was saying, in the chariots, we're actually going to be looking down. That's why the scripture depicts it as a lake of fire. Because from that bird's eye view, it's just going to be like, what America's going to be one massive lake, man.
Yeah.
See your glass.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like fire, and you're going to see the destruction, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And then if you read in Isaiah 34, it speaks about the Lord having a great sacrifice in Bozrah.
Right.
You know, so that landmass of America is like one giant altar, man.
Yep.
You know, and the Lord's going to sacrifice you devils, man.
That's what's going to happen. And as it says, rams and goats. You know what the rams and goats represent? It don't mean that literal. It just simply means the people. The people, because what did we used to sacrifice back in the day?
Yeah.
Them same creatures,
Yeah.
rams and goats, for sin offerings. Yeah. So they're going to be the great sacrifice. Go on, brother.
It says, verse 10, the snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
And destruction shall be ready at his side. Why? Because the king of terrors will present that to him, or to them. So Esau, your days are numbered, pal. Okay? You have no longer to go as you dream and believe in. No. What's gonna happen is you're gonna go down now. This is your time where you're about to go down. And shit's getting ready to hit the fan on your asses. So that's all we got to say. Get going, brother.
We've got to finish this.
Like, before we read this, I was just thinking, like, was it Nebuchadnezzar when the writing came on the wall, many tekel,
yeah.
That days are numbered and you have been found wanting, man. You know, the same thing applies to Esau, man.
Good.
Your days are numbered and you're found wanting, so you're gonna have to pay the punishment, man.
Good.
There's no escape for that.
There's no escape, Esau. There's no running away. Right? You're trying to give, and you know what, too? Esau's been running for years, man. Like it says in the book of Genesis 4.
Yeah.
On how he became a vagabond.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Cain and the fugitive. So they've been running for ages, man. Like, bro, like, listen, you guys are it's gonna come a time when you're gonna run and you're gonna meet that dead end, man.
Yeah.
And you're about to actually see that dead end. Go on, brother.
Right, so there's just a few more. Verse 14, I'll just jump to 14 and carry on. It says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
And it shall bring him to the king of terrors. That's why it says, what is it? It says in the book of Obadiah. Thy pride have deceived thee. So they're gonna be deceived, and that level of pride is gonna allow them to fight the Lord. That's why they got the space military and all that shit. Because they're actually feeling themselves. They actually feel like, okay, we could fight the Lord. But I'm telling you, when you actually see the Lord himself coming as an angelic force, you're not going to want to fight the Lord. Trust me when I tell you that. All right? You're going to be shitting yourselves.
I've got Obadiah 1 and 3. If you
Go on, brother.
So I can get back to you, yeah? Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Because what is Esau confident in? He's confident in the sense of his pride. Go on.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's the mentality. That's his confidence. That's how he gets confidence, by thinking that he's too big to fail or too big to fall. Let me use that word. But they're not too big to fall. There's something bigger and better than you, Esau. And it's the Lord himself. Go on, brother. Let's read this.
Five more verses. So, verse 17, it says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street.
He shall even have no name in the street. Remember what we just read in Wisdom of Solomon. If you can, brother, go get me back to that. You know where it says, it says that the things that we've done was the kill.
Can't. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 6. It says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What hath pride profited
That's
us?
the spirit, man, because he's running. That's Esau, man. Esau's running. But he's going to meet that dead end, boy.
And he looks fucking tired, man.
Yeah,
He looks tired.
he looks weary for running all these years. Go on.
It says, we wearied ourselves in the way of... No, I read
There's
that
another Edomite in red over there.
Con. You see that?
Fucking
It
devil,
says,
man.
what have pride profited us, or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us?
Con.
All those things are passed away like a shadow,
Yes.
as a post that hasted by.
Right, so all those things have passed away. Like, what is it? Like a post
Like a
that passed
shadow,
by?
like a post that hasted by.
Right, that hasted by. So there you go, Esau. Your days are numbered, man. Your days are numbered, like the brother was going into, man. Many, what is it? Many to count.
Imam of that tune what I used to watch cops. Bad boys, what you gonna
Right.
do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy. That's that guy running down there, man.
Right.
When you're on the run, I know people that been on the run from back in the day, and they always end up getting caught. And then at the time they least expect it. You can't be on the run forever.
And you see what we're doing, right? We're actually laughing and giggling at Esau's downfall because that's how we really feel, Esau. That's how we really feel about you. We don't really give a shit about you, man. We don't care what you're going to do from this point or what you plan on doing in the past. We don't give a shit. We just want you to do what you got to do. And we're going to do what we got to do until the time presents itself where you're going to have to see the Lord himself, and then you're going to have to respond to fight him, and you're going to lose miserably, and we're going to get into the kingdom, and we're going to rule over you forever and ever. And boy, oh boy, man, that's going to be super painful, because all you're going to experience, Esau, is a spiky boot up your ass for 1,000 years straight. And we'll get into that as well later on.
Last scripture.
Yeah.
Last verse. Verse 18, it says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He
There
shall
you go on, brother.
He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as
Right.
they that went before were affrighted.
Right.
Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahawah Bahasham
And this is the
Yahawashi.
place of him that knoweth not the Lord himself. So when you don't know the Lord, which really Esau don't have no clue about the Lord. It says that the Lord is not in all of his thoughts. So he doesn't know the Lord. He is the wicked. But he's going to experience what he has dished out to the world times that by 100-fold. Okay? That's just how it's going to go down. But I want to bring out one last precept in talking about how severe Esau's curse will be in our kingdom concerning the poor man and Lazarus. Can somebody just get me that? We're going to read a couple of verses on that. We're going to close out. And then eventually, once they've served their time of their punishment, they're going to be Obadiah 1:18. That's going to be the end of it. But that's 1,000 years forward, though. Which those 1,000 years are going to be very, very long, thousands of years.
I've got it if you want it.
Going up.
This is Luke 16 and verse 19. It says, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen,
Yeah.
and fared very sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus,
Yeah.
which was laid at his gate full of sores.
You know what the swords represent?
Curses.
Exactly.
And declare, let me say so the camera can hear the curses. The sores represent the curses.
Come on.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right. Meaning the other nations came to make our lives even more worse than it already is, and even, you know, establishing their own businesses around us and making money of us. You know, while we have no business of our own. Going up.
Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Yeah.
And the rich man also died and was buried.
And where was Abraham? Abraham was in the kingdom. It says that we should meet Abraham and Moses in the kingdom of heaven, which that's what we're going to wind up seeing anyway, because as we believe through the spirit of power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Moses is King David.
Yeah.
So he's all going to be, we're all going to see these holy men. You know? Go on, brother.
It says, and hell lifted up and in hell lift up his eyes, being in torments, and see if Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
So wait a minute, it says in hell. So what hell is this talking about? Is this talking about a place that you dig deep upon the earth to find, and there's fire and lava down there, and there's a man that's red, and he's wearing a whatever he's wearing, and he's got a pitchfork in his hand? It ain't talking about that. It's talking about the conditions on the earth. Esau's going to be at the bottom, and he's going to have to deal with us kicking him up the ass for 1,000 years, kicking him in his head literally, okay, pushing him to the ground, bullying him, grabbing him by the nose, grabbing him by the ears, shit like that. Go on, brother.
Treat your head like a fucking football, man.
That's right.
Come on.
All right.
That's it, bro. Go on, brother.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
So he's going to be catching so much hell, he's going to be seeking and begging for us to just stop it. Lighten it up a little bit. No, we're not going to lighten it up. All right? We're going to tighten it up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make it worse on you. Go on, brother.
But Abraham
And sometimes you just get sick and tired of these devils, man. You get sick and tired of seeing that red flesh. And you thinking to yourself, like, these people do not deserve to breathe the same air that we're breathing. Who are these motherfuckers? Go on, brother.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Right, he is comforted, and now thou art tormented, because we were tormented at one time, as we are yet this day in this captivity. They will be tormented in our world.
Without mercy.
Without mercy. Thank you. Now, one more precept, brother. If you can, get me the book of Ecclesiastes 3. Because there's a place under the sun. There was judgment. Just like what I was saying earlier before with Prince Philip. Prince Philip is going to come back as a newborn baby in the world of slavery. And he will be at the very bottom. And his descendants, okay, those that descend from him, his children's children, they will all be in slavery. They will all witness us smacking them upside the head, however we want to treat them. Go on, brother.
It's Ecclesiastes 3:20.
Yeah.
All go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth?
Yeah, so when Prince Philip died, his spirit went before the Father on the left hand. And he's going to be there for a particular point in time, just for a little bit, like this brother said. It's just a pit stop for slavery. So he's cooling in the cut right now in the spiritual realm, as it says in the book of Job. But then eventually he's going to go back to suffering again, much more than he did in this life. It's going to be much more and greater, because then he's going to have to see niggas ruling over him. Blackies ruling over him. How about that? Go on, brother.
And wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than a man should... No, that's it.
Yeah. Go, Ecclesiastes 3, where it says there was a place under the sun, a place of judgment. Yeah, it gets dark very late now.
Yeah.
Now this is the real new year, man.
Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover saw under the sun a place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and a place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted. That's all I really wanted you to bring to me. So when Lazarus, the poor man, the poor man, he's gonna be on the earth living well. Like, for example, the Christians teach, as we were all taught at one time, that heaven is in the sky and hell is beneath the ground. No, heaven and hell are conditions played on earth. And in the next go around, we're going to be in a heavenly state, and they're going to be in a hellish condition. All right, so when you read about the rich man and the poor man, the rich man, he will be in torment in our world. And it's going to be so bad that he's going to wish that the hell comes off him a little bit. But no, we're going to just make it much more greater as the time progresses. We're going to be coming up with ways, meditating on ways on how we can afflict them even more, make their life more miserable than it already is. As we are yet this day, it says that we shall meditate terrors upon them. So how much more when we get into the power seat? Because we see, the thing of it is, we're meditating on what we want to do to you devils, but we can't do it. And I mean, it's some great stuff, man. And it's not just me. It's not just all of these brothers. It's brothers all throughout the planet that's teaching the same message. And these same brothers will be the house of David raised back up to rule the next world, to govern the next world, and then we're going to be doing the shit that we've had thought in our minds in the old world. And more some, because we're going to have the power to do it. And we're going to have spiritual power. Speaking of power. So we're going to torment these people, man. Anyway, so that's all we got to say. Giving all of the praises to the Most High and His Son.
Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Towards.
Wa above the ball.
Wa above the ball.
Wa the one.